Welcome back, Shalloners. Today I want to talk about Bella Hadid being back on the market after her split from The Weeknd. And not only that, I want to talk about how we can learn from this, because those two broke up because their schedules were keeping them apart. How can we sustain a relationship when the guy's busy, we're both busy, or there's distance involved? I'm going to break it all down. But first, just want to remind you that if you have a love question of your own and want to chit chat with me privately, find me on the Instant Go app. My username is ShallonXO, and click chat to get connected. Also, follow me on Instagram at ShallonXO, where I give you guys a chance to weigh in on the next video topic and connect with me there. And check out my new podcast, Girl on Top, out every week, every place podcasts are found. So Belle's in The Weeknd, dunzo. I've always been, it's like I liked them as a couple because I thought they were kind of cute. Every time I would see them together, they seemed really schmoopy. But I was always not into them because, how do I put this delicately? She is 10 trillion times hotter than he is. Yes, she is man-made, right? Parts of her belong in a wax museum. But she is, she's pretty hot. She's pretty hot. So there was always that, attractiveness differential. Shallon, is that all that matters in a relationship? Yes, I'm very shallow and my boyfriend's very hot. Get the memo. Anyway, apparently the old Hollywood default, it's scheduling kept them apart, blah, 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 was the reason. Is he on tour right now? Is he recording an album? I'm not even being sarcastic. I genuinely don't know. I know she's all over the place. I've known a lot of models, and I remember one of them, people would ask her where she lived and she would just point up to the sky. She's like, I live in the air. All I do is fly. I fly, 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 fly. I'm like, I fly a lot too, but the level that a real professional supermodel is flying, damn. So I believe Bella is super busy. The Weeknd, maybe. And this could just be one of those baloney Hollywood excuses it was scheduling and it turns out he's gay or something that we just don't know and we might never hear. But let's go with the narrative that yeah, they're busy. I hear so much from you guys. Shallon, I'm dating my boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. And he's so busy. He's so stressed with work. He's so busy with school. He's going through a lot. And sometimes we don't get to go on dates. And he's not really texting me back. Sometimes this isn't even your boyfriend. Do you know what I'm not good at? Basketball. So guess what I don't get to do for a living? Play professional basketball. I don't get to go to the league and say, I want to do this. I want to do this. So I need all of you guys to lower your standards and lower expectations and bend and shift completely around me because I feel entitled and I want something. That would be crazy, right? That would be the actions of a crazy person who would get escorted out of the Staples Center. It's not any less crazy in an interpersonal relationship. If a guy truly is too busy to date you, to have a girlfriend, he doesn't get to have a goddamn girlfriend. And this should go without saying. You should only have things in your life and situations that you can afford to do, whether that is you can emotionally and energy-wise afford it. You can obviously literally financially afford to do it. And more than anything, time-wise, you can afford to do it. But you know what they say. If it's important, you'll find a way. And if it's not, you'll find an excuse. I always tell you guys this when you're he's busy. Maybe he's busy. I bet you guys know what I'm going to say, the Barack example. I'm going to go back to it because it's never not true. If Barack Obama could carry on not just a casual, texty situationship with someone like Michelle, who is a badass that I fear and admire, not only just a marriage he carried on while being president and running the free world and the country, if he could do both of those, I feel like your guy who's working in HR entry level or is rushing Sigma Kappa. No, that's a girl's thing. Maybe it is. The world is changing. Rushing Sigma Chi. He's not actually too busy. He's selfish and he probably just doesn't like you enough to commit or a combination of the above. And he's just going to keep you on the hook just enough to use you. Because I bet he's not too busy when he wants his dick sucked on a Tuesday night. Am I right? Oh, then he finds time. He finds time to get his needs met. He finds time to text you when he's having a bad day or when he's bored and needs an emotional fidget spinner. But if it's your like sorority formal, so busy. If you're the one with a bad day and you need someone to rely on, sorry, babe, really busy prepping for this presentation tomorrow. That isn't acceptable. Because you know what? Life gets more busy, more complicated. You grow up and suddenly there's children in the mix, or even just a dog. You have parents that get older and they might need care. Maybe there's nieces and nephews and there's problems with them. You have a mortgage, there's all lawns to maintain. The point is, life is never going to be less complicated than it is right now. You are never going to be younger than you are right now, more beautiful than you are right now. Well, you might be more beautiful. I've gotten hotter as I've gotten older. You guys want me to do a throwback video and show you my pictures from high school? I was a dork machine. I will if you really want to. But like, it's never going to get any easier. So this busy thing is an excuse, or maybe it isn't. Maybe he's genuinely like, I cannot figure out how to import a relationship into my life. Again, if it's important, someone will find a way. If not, they won't. Or he could just be too selfish and think like, well, me having a girlfriend shouldn't mean me modifying in any way. I should have this like shape-shifting anamorph of a girlfriend who is willing to twist her schedule and her standards and her needs to suit mine, because I am the only thing that matters. I am the only one with any needs to be met. And she exists merely as a possession to me. Because when we don't take into account that other people have needs, they are indeed a possession. They're a thing that exists only to serve us, like a wooden spoon or a pair of shoes or a robot vacuum cleaner. And listen, I have all three of those things and I love them dearly, but I don't give a fuck what they need. I only care about what they can do for me. And if they can't do it for me, they're out of my house. They're out of my life. They no longer exist to me. It's not a two-way street. So ask yourself, am I a robot vacuum? Am I a wooden spoon? Am I but his pair of shoes? But what if it is like, no, we're genuinely very busy. And like, I'm a busy girl. I'm on the go. I travel. I go to events. I write. I obviously do this. Like, I am a very, very, very busy girl. And I would get so mad when I was dating my ex-boyfriend who was like, whatever. But like, he would not ever be able to commit to plans. You know, I'm like, do you want to come up this next weekend? And he's like, I can't think that far ahead. And I'm like, do you know how insulting it is when you say that to me? Because my schedule doesn't allow like freestyling. Sorry, I'm not an unemployed loser who dropped out of school to become a rapper. Sorry. I actually have things that I'm doing. He's not a loser, but I was mad. I take that back. He's a very smart, wonderful person. But I really didn't appreciate like him not even being able to help me help him in terms of shaping my schedule around our relationship, you know? So what if you're both busy like Bella and The Weeknd, how do you really keep a relationship going? Because I know a lot of you guys right now are looking down the barrel of going away to different schools, right? Or you're graduating, he's still an undergrad, vice versa. Like a lot of you guys are facing some sort of fork in the road in your relationship. And it's very, very difficult, but the key is organization. Like anything else. I love to organize. Like I'll do like a house tour video of my house and you're going to be hopefully very impressed with my organization. I have labels on everything. I have labels on like all of my clothing dressers, like jeans, like what kind of jeans go here, what t-shirts go here. I have a whole beauty closet that is organized AF. And because of that, I only have to make decisions once. You know what I mean? If I take off a garment and I'm like, I don't want to put this away. The reason people don't want to clean something up is because they don't really know where something goes, you know? But if you're like, nope, this goes in that drawer right there, it makes it easier because you've already made that decision. So make a decision once and you won't have to keep making it and you've streamlined the situation. The same goes for love. I was talking to one of you guys the other day and you were saying that your boyfriend is like traveling and you're back home and he's like not really following through in terms of text and conversation. And you're just like, like you feel like you're on the dark side of the moon, not being able to communicate with him. And I'm like, organize it and set specific times of communication. You know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m. We're FaceTiming for an hour, no matter who's in what time zone, that's our time together. Okay. Every other weekend, we're doing a visit, whatever it is, and work it out between you. Come up with something that is actionable and like realistic for your relationship, your schedule, and your timeline. And yes, It takes honesty. And yes, it takes bravery to be like, realistically, I can't see you until next month. Realistically, I can't talk to you every day at lunch. I have meetings, whatever it is. But like I always say, you can't change what you don't acknowledge. You can't fix a situation you're not looking in the eye. So say you come up with Monday, Wednesday, Friday Skypes, okay? If he agrees to that, because he should have a hand in setting it, and then he misses, and then he blows that, then you got a problem. Then you got to take a step back and be like, okay, am I just that low on your priority list that I am clearly not a person you're afraid to disappoint? Because, and you have to look at yourself and how what we permit, we promote. Have you never deployed any consequences? Have you never set any boundaries? Has he gotten the message that he doesn't have to follow through, that you will bend around his schedule, that you will pick up the phone if he calls 2 days after he said he would? Permit, promote. And then you can also be like, okay, now I can be mad for a reason. And now I can scale back my expectations of this situation and maybe start to look other places. Because like I said, busy isn't really an excuse. Busy is only going to get busier. And a lot of times, busy is code for, I just don't like you. I'm going to tell you guys something harsh right now. One of my guy friends told me this a few years ago, and it like rocked my world, and I've repeated it constantly. Human beings will say whatever they have to. They will come up with any excuse they need to avoid having to say the words, I'm just not that into you. Either I'm not into you now and I never have been and I never will be, or I'm not into you anymore and I'm acting like I'm so busy, or whatever it is, or I'm not into you enough in the way that you're into me. So we have to be good at reading between the lines. Not only that, but reading behavior. So you set up this Monday, Wednesday. Why can't I say the word Wednesday? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Where the Shawn we talk about celebrity. So many language now? Great. You set that up and then you watch what happens. Because either they've placated you, they're like, sure, I don't know, yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that's whatever. Because indifference is its own kind of betrayal. You know what I mean? Indifference is its own kind of disconnection and its own kind of hurtfulness. So if what you're getting back is indifference and placation and patronization, it's like, sure, yeah, I'll call you. God, I'm busy. My boyfriend is super, super, super busy. I'm super busy. And I'm a priority because I am his stress reliever, not an added stressor. I mean, sometimes I am because I can be a harpy when I want to. But for the most part, I mean, I take really cute, like, pics and everything. No nudes. Never a nude. But, like, he always wants to talk to me. The more busy he is, the more he talks to me because I am his emotional safe place. I'm his nest with the tree, the trust tree. Like, that's me. And same thing. Like, somebody the other day was like, well, like, his cousin was in the hospital. Okay, how close is he to whatever? And so I didn't hear from him for 4 days. I'm like, my grandmother was dying and I was basically live texting Max the entire time because like I needed him. I needed him. And I get with grief and sickness, it's its own animal and people process that differently. People don't process like finals differently. They don't process like a job differently. Or if they do, their way of processing it simply might not be good enough for you. And it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. There's 8 billion goddamn people in the world. You really think this is the only person you could be compatible with? Because here's newsflash, you're not compatible. This is not what compatibility actually shakes down and looks like. So you're holding on to something when it empirically isn't working because you think, I can't leave this situation because I'll never find something that works. What are you talking about? What? Like, step back and look at your own decision-making process. That's not true. Of course you will find someone who will call when they say they will, make you feel like a priority, keep their word. More than just keep their word, they're going to be the one leading the conversation about when they can see you, keeping that flame alive, doing the things in between to make sure you feel seen and heard and prioritized. So maybe that was the case with Bella. Maybe she was trying and he wasn't. Maybe he was trying and she wasn't. They're young and they've broken up once before. And I really think that, like, I don't think anyone breaks up twice and gets back together. You know, you break up once, like, you work on your issues, you take the advice and all the feedback to heart, and then you come back together. And it's like, if you break up again, that's probably because you realized that the things that tore you apart were not topics, they were issues. They were the big things, you know, like someone couldn't stay faithful, someone couldn't communicate, someone couldn't be thoughtful, someone couldn't prioritize the other person. It wasn't like, well, like, we just don't like the same kind of vacations. It's bigger things like that, you know? So I don't see them getting back together. I don't know who he'll date again. Maybe Selena Gomez. She weighs less now that she has fewer kidneys. And guys, don't think there's not a video coming on Selena and how she conned that poor girl out of a vital organ. She's like the Hamburglar, but she's like the kidney burglar, the organ burglar. God, don't leave your vital organs around her. Snatch them right up. But I want to know about your guys' like busy situations. Like, looking back when a guy's been like, I'm busy, have you realized that that actually is code for, I'm just not that into you? Or have you done things above and beyond to make a guy stay and give him a sense of security at the expense of your own self? Were you skipping out on studying for your finals or preparing for your own presentations because, oh, I want to run over there and make sure he's okay because he's been so stressed? Men are built for stress. Do you know why? Because they fucking create it. They make wars, they make climate change, they make mass killings. So I don't want to hear about a man who can't survive stress and busyness, because that to me is a failure to thrive. That to me is a guy who should stay home with a sex doll or whatever, because he needs to leave women alone. Guys create stress, women manage it, right? We are the gatekeepers of sanity and dignity. And so things should move around our schedule. Things should move around our needs and our courtship, because we know at the end of the day, we will always give so much back to the people we date. Always. And a lot of guys can't say the same. But guys are great. Love is, yay, love, whatever. Whatever. I'm like PMS. I don't care about anything right now. But I do care about you guys. So if you want to talk privately one-on-one with me about any problem that's happening in your little life, because I love to talk to you guys, like I love it. Find me on the Instant Go app. My username is ShallonXO, and click chat to get connected, and be sure to like and subscribe here on this channel for 4 new videos every week.